Mike Reiss is with us for the hour here on Zolak and Bertrand as he joins us every week. Different day this week, given the weird schedule with the Patriots playing on Monday night. But Mike Reiss, as always, is brought to you by Window Nation. Right now, get 50% off all window styles from Window Nation. Plus, you could get 0% interest for 5 years. Don't miss out. This offer ends soon, so schedule your quote right now at windownation.com. Mike, how you doing, bud?
Beetle. So, Tim, how about that Monday night?
Asking.
Didn't see that coming.
No.
Thought they would win. Didn't think they would dominate and physically impose their will. Wow. Great to be in studio, by the way.
Oh, it's been a bit, right?
It's been a while, yeah.
It's been a while.
So much better than
back,
Zoom.
dude.
We don't have you on Zoom ever, but yeah.
No, usually we're at the stadium. Great setup.
What did you like most about Monday night? What part of the game did you like most?
Christian Ellis and the hit.
Okay.
And the hit.
So you like setting the tone, physicality, knocking guys out.
Absolutely.
Violence.
Absolutely.
Me too.
Legal violence.
Yep.
And
That got me most excited calling a game.
Yep. And it was, and I think because I don't know if you agree or disagree, but I feel like it wasn't. I was thinking, did I go too far leading into the game? But I felt like the Patriots were holding on a little bit.
You did. You said that.
And
holding on to the string.
And so I'm like, oh, they're probably going to have to gut this one out without their left side of the offensive line, without two of their top three defensive tackles. It'll probably be a grinded out game against a team that was better than their record, that had just played the Lions tough on the road. And for them to not just win, but to bring the whooping stick to them was the thing that stood out to me more, and that I did not see coming.
You got your big three from this one, Mike.
All right,
Let's get it.
Here we go.
Right out of the gate.
Coming at you with something a little different.
Oh.
I want to do the three things from the locker room that, because I assume you guys talked about the game all day yesterday.
Sure, yeah.
So I want to try to give some different perspective from being in the locker room. Three things that tie to the game. So number one, really actually a perfect segue, Zoe, from what we were just talking about, was players said that they got the message from the coaching staff. What can you do to add to our identity?
Wow.
That was a question that was posed to the players last week. And I would say that Christian Ellis took that question onto the field and put it into action with that hit, with his special teams plays, not even the one where he knocked Gunnar Olszewski out, even before that, just to start the game. And so I use that. That's number one, Beetle, as an example of what's happening down there. The coaches motivating, the players taking the motivation, and it's all coming together in a way that happens for winning teams. So that's number one. Number two, we're down in the locker room yesterday, gathered around Christian Ellis, and it's towards the end of the interview, and all of a sudden you hear this voice. Big Ellis, don't hit me like that. And it was Drake May. And I thought, you like that? Did you like that? Did I just become something that's going to happen?
T-Bone?
Yeah.
T-Bone, are
Play
you
that
back there?
Play that back.
Oh, sorry. Milliken, make sure we have that to play back.
Yeah.
That thing
Yeah.
that Mike Reiss just did. We're going to need that until the end of time. That was awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
All
Great
right.
work.
I might regret that.
I thought you were going to yell Willie.
No way. That was awesome.
Okay, so to give you perspective, Christian Ellis's locker is near the door where players walk out to the team meeting room and all the offices. And Drake, I pass it along because, one, that's how the hit resonated among the players, but more for Drake. Like, the quarterback in the locker room. Like, Drake's walking around that locker room, and his voice is being heard, in all corners.
This never happened last year.
He's not a kid anymore.
That's my
right?
point.
Like,
Yeah,
he's not a kid,
that's
and
my
they all
point.
look at him as the guy.
And he
How he's
feels
viewed.
comfortable
Bring it
being
up.
that
Bring it
way.
up. We're going to give Coach game ball.
So I want
Growing.
that's number two, just to pass along. Like I think
that.
a good little
that.
behind the scenes nugget. And then number three, seeing Will Campbell with the full black leg brace on the right leg in the locker room. Jared Wilson in the locker room. 2 injured rookies, Kairos Tonga. So these guys are in there, even though they're injured. They're part of this. And like Jared Wilson, it's the bye week. He's not going anywhere because he's committed to the treatment.
Yep.
Will Campbell.
Sure.
Not, so you say, oh, it's a bye week. They get a break. And I think that image of seeing those guys being part of it, engaged, and what's to come after this bye week, huge game with the Bills coming in. That's going to be, what a battle that's going to be. And I think getting, obviously not Will Campbell in that game, but some of these injured guys recovering to the point where they can contribute down the stretch. I thought it was significant. Like they were able to rest Robert Spillane at the end of that game Monday night. Little banged up. Harold Landry, same thing. Their snaps were down. So that's my third thing. Just, the injured guys being around in the locker room yesterday and getting this break, how big that is for them to try to get back.
Okay, so this game was, as you said, a beatdown on the Giants. The fact that it was only a 2-score game late, does it give you any pause?
It doesn't give me...
To say, well, why weren't they more comfortable at that point in the game? Because it seemed so dominant, and it never felt like they weren't in control of how the game was going to end.
Yeah.
But if you're factoring in that the Giants kind of stink, and I think they do, they think they suck. Their record is what it is for a reason. They've blown all those leads for a reason. I think they're a loser outfit for even more reasons today than I did before Monday's game. Why wasn't it more? And I think the thing I point to is, man, they got to be better in the red zone. They're not doing a good enough job in the red zone. If there's one thing that comes out of this game, that thing hasn't been fixed, Mike. The thing that has been fixed a little bit is I felt they ran the ball well in this game. They could pick up tough yards on the ground at will in this game. This red zone thing, though, continues to be a problem.
So I think this is one of those, Beto, where the numbers in the red zone, they were 1 of 5. I think look worse than they actually are. Part of that was one of those drives was at the end of the second quarter when they came down, they kicked the field goal. I think they got all they could. I think they got all they could on that one. I think Hunter Henry, would you call that a drop, guys, on that play? Or would you call that a good pass breakup on the I'm going to pull up my notes here. I thought that was...
it hit him in the helmet, right?
I thought it was more the hands, Tim, but I could be wrong on that. Do you remember the plays, though?
In the first half? Yeah.
The second quarter. I'm pulling up my notes here.
Try to think. I was a little behind him.
Yeah, I thought it was a little behind.
A little behind him. He was running right to left.
But for him, I thought he usually catches that ball.
Yeah, I would put that more on a quarterback. More on a quarterback.
Okay, I could be too harsh. But I thought... I don't disagree, Beetle, that the red zone is something that they got to tighten up, and that could come back and haunt them. I would just say I thought the numbers were a little skewed in the game, somewhat based on situation, somewhat to your point about would you be nervous that it was within 2 scores late. I don't know what that illegal shift penalty was. I thought that touchdown Hunter Henry should have stood and maybe
that was so poorly explained by Sean Smith.
I watched
he said he
it
went down in a 3-point stance.
He didn't.
He did not.
Yes.
So what he was doing, and it was actually on Morgan.
Moses.
It was on left side, but he was digging his left.
Wasn't
toe.
it Moses that got called for it?
They said 75. There was no 75.
Well, David Andrews yesterday was explaining it as he thought it was legit, and
he did.
Yeah, and
I missed him.
And he thought that if Dante Scarnecchia was still coaching, that there would have been hell to pay for that penalty in the meeting.
I got to go listen to that
because the guy in the end, he's still digging his foot like this while there's motion going. He's got to be set, then motion goes.
And he was complaining about these effing tackles and their David Andrews, is,
good.
and how finicky they are with their sets and moving their legs and moving their hips. And he said these guys are so ridiculous with how they have to be so perfect before the snap that it annoys him.
They turned it the wrong call, but they turned it the wrong call. That was not the call, even though there was a penalty.
But so yeah, I agree.
That offsets, takes points off the board. But here's your problem down in the red zone. Every damn score's got to be a perfect pass from Drake May. Drop one in the corner. Drop one over Hunter Henry in the middle. Drop one over here in the corner. Drop a little return route to Diggs. When's the last time they had an easy touchdown down there? You got to go back a couple weeks to where they pushed to Powell. What game was that?
When Tonga was at fullback.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to need to get a power fullback in there.
Yeah.
They didn't have that. They didn't do that without Tonga in this game. So I think we talked about it last week, that I wasn't as nervous about the short yardage rushing because I think that'll be a factor. They had Thayer Munford as an eligible tight end.
Love the Munford edition.
So, yeah, no, I thought he did okay.
Comes in, plays a handful of snaps, makes an impact. It's great.
Yeah.
That's what good teams do. You pluck a guy off the street and plug him in. Yeah, he'd been here before. Good enough.
And
get in here. Played for McDaniels in Vegas. Get him in here.
And Beto, the other thing I think in the second half, like you're playing the Giants, but you're also like the clock. So like that first drive they had in the third quarter took like 6 minutes, and I'm like, even though it ended in the missed field goal, that's part of why it was still a 2-score game, right? You think Andy Borgal will hit those 45-yarders more often than not. I thought by working the clock down, they were winning in a way.
Yeah, I get that. I just wish they had been a little bit more aggressive with it and, didn't give up that second touchdown, which felt like they were falling asleep and kind of getting...
Little nap.
Yeah.
No naps.
Wake up. No naps here. Mike, are the Patriots the best team in the AFC?
I wouldn't bet against them, especially after what we saw Monday. I think that doesn't mean they're going to represent the AFC. But right now they got it going, and I think, Beetle, one of the things that impressed me the most the other night, we talked about the physicality of Christian Ellis, but it was the depth, to do that with Vidarian Lowe at left tackle and Ben Brown at left guard, and to do that with Corey Durden starting at defensive tackle, and Eric Gregory, a rookie, coming in behind them at defensive tackle. I wouldn't have expected it to be as decisive, so the depth is better than I thought it was. And I think Denver impresses me. I know, Zoe, you're high on Houston.
I've been coming high on Houston.
Yeah.
I'm still high on Denver. Like, Denver's got the best defense, but don't sleep on Houston here.
And I will tell you, I still actually think Buffalo will be heard from here.
I do too.
And so I'm not...
It's only 4 losses.
Not writing them off. But to answer Beatles' question, I would just say I would take the Patriots against any team right now. Not that I had doubts, but I think seasons like ebb and flow, and they were sort of, for lack of a better term, ebbing there, after the Bengals game, and I feel like this was like a re-energizing game that tells you, this nice story might be more than a nice story. They might be ready to try to do something special. And I don't know if you guys played this up yesterday, but I thought Mike Rabel's remark about his message to the team at the bye week, when he said something along the lines of, "We're not satisfied. Champions are never satisfied." I was like,
oh,
we're going to talk about champions now, and
does that make you uncomfortable, Mike?
No, it makes me think that he thinks like, why shouldn't we be thinking about that bar for this team, that anything's possible? Did you guys did that strike you at all?
I didn't hear it.
I mentioned it last hour, so it did.
Yeah,
it definitely
you're
did
always on
strike
it,
me.
But it moves off winners. And now it's the champions. Think about that. See, he always would preach about being a winner. Being a winner, we want to win. Now you want to be a champion. That's a change. That's a shift.
And if you're a player, looking at Mike Vrabel, don't you think it has even more weight, considering that
whatever he says, we say.
He's got 3 of those on his fingers?
Sure.
Because he's done it. He knows.
Yep.
So that
He's made steps at it as a coach. I mean, he didn't win it as a coach, but he got close.
So they are the best team in the AFC. That's a yes from you?
I'll make it
You
a
said
yes.
you won't bet
If you're
bet
pinning me
against them.
down,
I am pinning you down.
I'll say it's a yes.
Good, thank you.
Even
Pin you down, I got it.
he's good at that.
I got it. They are the best team in the AFC. They have. They've performed better than any of these other teams, and that includes Denver. Denver is getting close victories, and I'll give them credit for that. But Denver, outside of their own, they're playing in their place, doesn't scare me. Nobody scares me in this conference, Mike. Patriots can beat any of these teams.
Kansas City.
I feel
10th place team, they're not in the race.
As long as they're out of the postseason, I'm with you guys.
They're not in it.
That's his team.
I've never seen such cowardice over a 6-6 team as I've seen from these guys when it comes to Patrick Mahomes.
And I think, Beetle, to your point, what makes them that is that every challenge that they've had this season, they've really answered it.
Yeah.
I guess we could go back to the week 1 and the week 3, but I feel like those are it's so far away from where we are now that you're still forming a team at that point. That I feel like they've earned that respect until they show us otherwise. They haven't had that dud of a game.
All right, let's grab some more of your thoughts on this. Gretchen in Foxborough.
Hi.
What's up, Gretchen?
Did we ever not doubt this? Come on. Happy hump day, y'all. Okay? My chips have been in since day one. To answer Beatle's question, he said if Kraft or
Yes.
Belichick had to go in, if certain sportsmen can't get in because of, say, steroids, I would have to say Belichick would have to wait because of his conduct and what has happened. However, I do believe that both of them deserve to be in, beyond a doubt. I mean,
so you're putting.
Thank you.
You're putting Robert in first, is what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, absolutely. There's a vote from Gretchen on that one. Chris in Pembroke wants to cast his ballot.
It's a she, boys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Hi, Mike Reiss.
Hey, Chris, how we doing?
I'm doing very well because I wanted to add it was more than a stiff arm from Ramondre Stevenson. I was like a proud mom. With one arm, he picked the dude up and slammed him down.
So I know.
You guys see that?
I know which play you're talking about, Chris. And I think I'm going to go back to it in my notes. My only quibble on that was stay in bounds.
Yeah.
Keep the clock, going, right?
That's true, but it was just something to be proud of. Yeah. How amazing. And I feel that this team has chemistry again, and that's why I'm voting for Robert Kraft to go first. Not that I have a vote, but he recognized in Mike Vrabel, back when he was a player, that he was compelled to teach the players around him. Teddy Bruschi will tell you that. And there's a huge part of teaching and coaching.
I would just say that he didn't learn that when he was a player. He learned it when he was the coach of the Tennessee Titans. Because that same thing he believed in as a player was the thing he believed in Gerard Mayo. So, easy on that. I think that there was plenty of track record on Mike Vrabel in his career to know what he was as a coach. There wasn't on Gerard Mayo.
He seems to get irritated by that, too. Like, I'll ask questions like, what do you want to establish here? When was the first time this? I've been doing this for a while. It started back in Tennessee. This started back in 1817. He catches you on that stuff. Because I've been doing it.
I think the point that Chris made that I would highlight that I see from being down there and I listen to the players, they are a close team. These guys seem to like each other. I think
there's no break. Like there's no break in it. Like I'm watching the receivers get called up by Diggs, and then he grabs May, and May comes over, and it's the whole receiver group. This is right before kick. And they're all praying and they're in, they're talking like this, and they just start doing their hand fives back and forth. And this goes on the whole game. Williams catches the touchdown. First guy to greet him, Diggs. Like over the top. Not like, where's mine?
Yeah.
When am I getting mine? I don't think that's coming. I don't. There's no reason for it to.
Credit to Vrabel. He set the culture back in the spring. I think that's a big part of what you're talking about.
I think he does.
Without a doubt.
He keeps saying too. I know Steph. I know Steph wants more targets. He wants that. But we're a team. He refers to that. He recognizes that. I think Steph appreciates that.
Walked into the locker room after the game, checked in on Kairos Tonga, who didn't play, defensive tackle, chest injury, and he had this big smile on his face, and he said to me, "I'm so proud of my guys to play like that." And I was like, wow. Like I thought someone in that situation would be down because he didn't play. And I think human nature tells you, man, it's hard. Not that you want the team to lose, but it's sort of hard when, you see you might be
I want to be missed a little bit.
You might be replaceable,
Yeah, right.
But Beetle, it seems genuine, from a lot of these guys when they say they love coming to work here and they love who they're playing for.
We'll get to more on this team. More on your boy Kyle Williams having a big play. Was that a touchdown, Mike? His
Touchdown.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
No doubt in your mind.
Didn't need a review.
Don't even look at it.
Okay,
Yeah.
don't even look at it. All right.